Hello and welcome to the Ouss podcast. Ouss Zoglami with you, and today we're going to discuss about limiting beliefs, about the power of beliefs. You know, what you attract in your life is a reflection of your belief system, is a reflection of these programs that are in your mind. What do we mean by program? The language of your mind is the program. Two things, images and emotions. The only two ways you can discuss and speak with your subconscious mind is through the emotions that you install and through images, things that you've seen. So when you look at your past, you've gone through situations, you've gone through struggles, you've gone through events, and you have screenshotted certain images. But to know what kind of screenshot you needed to take, you had to go through an emotional intensity. Emotional intensities depend on the situation and depend on how your mind has interpreted that situation. So the higher the intensity, the more that you're going to remember the event. The higher the emotion, and the more that this event will develop these protective mechanisms. Yes, beliefs are a protection that your mind has built around emotions. So for example, you find yourself being hit when you were a child. You find yourself being abused in a certain situation. So you've gone through an emotional intensity. Maybe that emotional intensity is anger, frustration, fear, intense fear. So you find yourself remembering that event because the emotion is very strong. And sometimes in some traumatic experiences, the mind will even forget the event. But did it forget it really? No. It's going to stay hidden in the subconscious, unconscious mind because the emotional intensity is so high that the mind will hide from it. But what can we see from that event? How is that event impacting us in our lives? Well, through the words that we say, the behaviors that we take. These are mechanisms that we've developed from these emotions. And one of those mechanisms are our beliefs. What do we believe in? How do we see the world? What do we believe about ourselves? So these emotions are present, and around them we develop words, behaviors. We develop a certain way of seeing things, how we must interpret, perceive, and what things we should focus on. So it's safe to say that the quality of your life is coherent or equals the quality of your beliefs. When we know what you believe in, we can know what kind of life you will attract, because your beliefs are the rules that you have set of how you must live your life. What you attract, what you manifest, come from these beliefs. So your life right now reflects these beliefs. Example of beliefs, there are some generalizations like life is difficult, like it's not easy to succeed, or it's difficult to find the right person, or love is rare. And these beliefs are becoming foundations in our lives. Why? Because we start seeing a certain reality aligned with those beliefs. So what is the impact of beliefs on our mind? When you look at a belief, you're going to see perception, interpretations, and focus. Meaning that beliefs will shift the way our mind will interpret certain situations, events, will shift our focus towards certain things. So you go through a certain situation and you find yourself focusing on everything negative. Two people go to a party. One focalizes on all the negatives. You see, I saw these two fighting. I saw this situation happening. And overall, I didn't like it. And somebody else will say, I didn't see any of it. I had fun. I enjoyed it. And that person will focus on everything that is beautiful, everything that is good. Why? Because they had different sets of beliefs about the party. And this is where you see how beliefs are shifting your mind's evolution, your mind's way of attracting a certain reality. And this is where beliefs become very dangerous, because when you have a very limiting beliefs, very negative beliefs, you're gonna find your mind doing everything and anything in its power to prove to yourself that you're right. Because the purpose of the mind is to reinforce the belief systems that you have. When you look at the human mind, you're gonna see that the mind is like a supercomputer. You have access to almost anything. If I remember right, 1.2 billion of bits of information. You have access to tremendous amount of information. But your conscious mind has only access to 5% of this amount of information, of this huge amount of information. Meaning that you're gonna find yourself through your beliefs shifting that 5% toward the line of reality, toward elements that are aligned with those beliefs. So believing that you can, or believing that you can't, believing that you will, believing that you won't, believing that it's possible or believing that it's impossible, you're right in every case. You will attract a reality depending on how you see things. So believing it's possible, well, it's gonna be possible. Believing that it's impossible, it's gonna be impossible. So you have access to a lot of information, but beliefs will play like this filtering system. What informations will be highlighted? If I believe that love is rare, what will I focus on to prove that love is rare? What kind of people will I attract in that situation? I'm going to attract people that will prove to me that it's difficult. Love is difficult. And even beliefs, they play such tremendous role in your mind's evolution and in your life's evolution. You're going to find yourself falling in love, liking people who have similar beliefs to yourself, because we love people that are like us. So you find yourself advancing in life, proving to yourself that you're right, proving your belief systems to be right by attracting people that think like you, by attracting situations that will prove that these beliefs are right. You find yourself in the right crowd. And this is the danger with social media, because you're going to find yourself having friends that have the same beliefs as you. You think that you're right because everybody agrees with you. You find yourself having certain amounts of likes, building a community, but everybody likes you because you believe as the same beliefs as them. You guys are the same. So here you're not pushing your mind to evolve. Your mind evolves by being introduced to new beliefs, new crowds, people who think differently, people who see things differently. And this is where you're going to start challenging yourself. You're going to start pushing yourself to open your mind, to listen, to ask questions. Because evolution is about changing your belief systems, get them to evolve. If your beliefs won't evolve, you won't evolve. When you look at life's evolution, it's linked to a belief evolution. Look at your rules of life right now. Are there some rules that are limiting you? Look at what you're attracting in your career, in your finances. Look at what you're attracting in your body. Look at your relationships. Well, the quality of these areas depend on the quality of your beliefs. They're aligned. Because believing, it's the rules of how will I advance in this area. So if I say that money is difficult, or I need to suffer in order to make money, do you think your mind will be motivated or will have energy to make money? Of course not. Many people who do not succeed financially, it's because they have the wrong set of beliefs. And when you look at beliefs, beliefs are the master of two crucial elements: motivation and energy. Beliefs will send energy and motivation into a mission to fulfill that belief. It's like the slaves of beliefs. So sometimes when you don't feel that you have enough energy, or you feel that you don't have enough motivation, why is that? Because you have the wrong set of beliefs. You have beliefs about yourself, you have beliefs about society, you have beliefs about how things should function. And sometimes these beliefs are wrong. Sometimes these beliefs are not serving you, they're limiting you. So to find these limiting beliefs, start by asking yourself the right questions like, why am I attracting this in my relationships? What's the pattern? Yes, in my career, what's the pattern? What's the pattern in my finances? What's the pattern in my relationship with myself? Why am I attracting the same kinds of people? Well, these questions will indicate you the belief systems that you have, will indicate you these limiting beliefs. Because the beliefs are the prerequisites for what you attract. And not just that, when you say beliefs are like a filtering system, because they will send your perceptual tools into emission. You're gonna find yourself hearing, feeling, seeing, and interacting, attracting a certain reality that is coherent with that belief. Yes, belief systems are in control of how we perceive reality. Remember, perception, focus, and interpretation. And that's how your mind functions a certain way. That's why you see things a certain way. That's why you have these kind of friends. So when changing your belief systems, you will literally change your reality. You're gonna change the world that you live in. Right now, you can access the best information or the worst information. You can access things that will help you succeed, or you can access elements that will sabotage your success. It's up to your beliefs, the rules. You have rules about happiness. You have rules about success. You have rules about career. You have rules about relationships. You have rules about growth, about evolution, about personal development. You have rules about everything. And not just that, every second, or you're reinforcing or you're decreasing the intensity of your beliefs. Because the purpose of your mind is to prove your beliefs right, is to prove that protective mechanism to be right. So beliefs are protecting you. And you might ask, protect me from what? They are protecting you from reliving the same past toxic emotions. Not just that, your mind is scared from these emotions. So the beliefs will protect you from taking actions, will protect you from failing, will protect you from attempting to succeed in order to avoid pain, in order to avoid what you went through in the past. And this is where it gets tricky. Because while you're avoiding it, you are using the same sets of emotions and words from the past. Why? Because the mind is scared from novelty. The mind is scared from living new experiences. So you find yourself trapped using the same sets of protective mechanisms from the past, thinking that you're protecting yourself, but you're hurting yourself. Thinking that you're playing on your same team, but you're playing against your team. So you want to live new emotions, you want to be happy, but you're using the same system that got you to suffer. You are replaying the same words, the same emotions, the same behaviors, the same protective mechanisms from the past. And you're expecting a different reality, a different outcome, which is impossible. So in order for you to change your life, in order for you to literally connect and evolve, you gotta embrace something new. You gotta embrace novelty. You gotta take new actions, and you gotta embrace new beliefs. Beliefs that will challenge your old ones. But again, they're new beliefs, meaning that you won't believe in them at first. That's why you need to build proof toward the new beliefs. That's why you need to call your intelligence to find proof, to look for proof. That's why people who read more books, people who are connected with themselves, who work on themselves, who are open to experience new things, usually they find it easier to change their belief systems. Why? Because they're used to be flexible. Actually, your mind is extremely flexible, extremely malleable. You have a neuroplasticity that is just amazing. Whatever you want to think, you want to implement, you want to do, you want to achieve, it's possible for your mind. But the problem here isn't the mind. It's you, the pilot. Are you as flexible as your mind? Are you as malleable as your mind? Usually not. Usually people who suffer aren't. They're rigid. They're protecting their limiting beliefs. They're defending their limiting beliefs. And that's why you see most educated people, when I say educated, meaning that they're open to new experiences, they have read books about personal development, about the mind, or people who are experts in any field, usually they're the most open-minded people. Yes. They're open to hear new things. They're not insecure because they know their stuff. And usually the most insecure people, they're people who don't know their stuff. So they're insecure. They're scared. They're gonna defend what they know. And while defending what they know, they're gonna close themselves up for what they don't know. For novelty, for evolution, for growth. So here, you gotta open yourself up to changing your limiting beliefs. And it's the first rule. Open yourself up to change. Open your heart to change. Open your body for change. Open your mind for change. Accept that the information that you have right now may be wrong. That the information that you have right now comes from the past. Have you lived everything? Have you experienced everything? Have you seen everything? Have you touched everything? No, you didn't. So how can you hold so tight on something wrong or something that might be hurting you, might be destroying your life, might preventing you from truly connecting with yourself, truly being happy? But you want to feel happiness? Open yourself up for happiness. You want to feel success? You want to enjoy life? Open yourself for it. It's all about opening up and saying, maybe my beliefs are wrong. Maybe my beliefs aren't serving me. And this is where I want to come back to the concept of right and wrong. Let me correct myself. You're not wrong. Believing that life is difficult, you're not wrong. Believing that it's impossible to succeed or it's hard to succeed or whatever you believe in, you're not wrong. You're right. Believing that life is easy, you're right. Believing that it's easy to be happy, you're right. Believing that it's possible to succeed and that you can do whatever you put your mind into, you're right. Believing you can or you can't, you're right in both cases. So there isn't any wrong for the mind. Wrong doesn't exist. You're right. It's your truth. So it depends on your openness to what kind of truth you want to live. What kind of reality you want to experience. And this is where you can ask yourself this question: what must I believe in order to live this kind of life? What kind of rules do I have in order for me to attract these same people? What must I think in order to attract this kind of finances or to feel stuck in my finances? And you're gonna start seeing your mind working, answering you, guiding you. You're gonna feel resistance. They're called beliefs for a reason, because you have faith in them and you have spent all your time proving them right. You have spent all your time proving that the other beliefs that might serving you are wrong. You have been blind to successful people or people who have other beliefs, and you have opened yourself to people who believe like you, the same beliefs as you. This is where true personal development starts, right there. Asking yourself the right questions and opening yourself up for maybe being wrong. How to find your limiting beliefs? Look at your life. As simple as that. Look at your life. If things come to you with difficulty, with resistance, with pain, or you feel that you're taking so many actions but you're not seeing any results, well, that's a huge indicator that your beliefs are not aligned with your mission. And if things come to you with ease, that you take one action and you see huge results, that you advance fairly quickly, that means that you have beliefs that are serving you in that area. Sometimes you may find yourself having ease in your relationships, but in your career, it's stuck. Well, in your relationships, you have good belief systems that are aligned with you. In your career, you don't have good belief systems that are aligned with you. You have limiting beliefs. That's how you find your limiting beliefs. Look at your life. Second element, look at your emotional state. How do you feel in your relationships? How do you feel in your career? How do you feel in life in general? How do you feel in your body? How do you feel? Do you feel stuck? Do you feel unhappy? Do you feel that you're not fulfilled? That also is a huge indicator to your belief systems. And you know something funny? Why people are in a body that they don't like, in a career that they don't like, financially they're unhappy, and you find them in a relationship that they don't like, a toxic relationship, and they stay in them. You're like, why? Why the hell will you stay in that body, in that relationship, in that career, in that financial situation? Because they're comfortable suffering. That's the known. They know it. The mind would prefer something that it knows, even though it's toxic, rather than something it doesn't know, even though it's better than what you know. Crazy, right? That's why you gotta embrace novelty. You gotta do things you've never done before. You gotta say yes to life, say yes to new experiences, say yes to growth. You gotta open your heart to new emotions, because if you keep replaying those same emotions, you're gonna stay comfortable suffering. And people who have made huge changes in their lives, well, they suffered so much that the pain of staying where they are is far greater of the pain of taking new actions. That's why they changed their lives. You see? So here, I want you to understand that novelty might be scary for your mind. Implementing new beliefs might be scary for your mind. Living a new life, a more aligned life, might be scary. Finding yourself in another relationship might be scary. It might feel that you have destroyed all these years of work, of hard work, and that you've given up. It's like you haven't achieved anything. False. You've evolved. You've evolved. We never come back in life. We're always moving forward. It depends. Are you moving into growth, or you're moving into hurting yourself and toxicity? So what are you waiting for to take a paper and a pen? Because yes, the first thing is to take a piece of paper and a pen and start asking yourself the right question. Start scanning your life. Most people who couldn't change their beliefs, you know why? They never took the time. They've never given themselves the chance to change them. They're living in automatic pilot, doing the same things over and over again, replaying the past emotions, past thoughts, past behaviors, past beliefs. and making them stronger and stronger and stronger, like a bigger program, a bigger system. Who said that your father is right? Who said that your mother is right? Who said that the society you lived in is right? Listen to those who have succeeded in certain areas. Copy their beliefs. Stop listening to losing strategies. Stop taking advices about money from somebody who doesn't make money. Stop listening to advice about career who's somebody who's unhappy in their career. Stop taking advices from people who have losing strategies, who aren't aligned with themselves. Read books, open up to new experiences, and ask yourself the right questions. That's how you're gonna destroy, annihilate the limiting beliefs. And you're gonna connect with yourself because you are limitless. Do you believe it? And the answer is up to you. And I want to thank you for spending this time with me. And I want to invite you for my next podcast next week. It's about the law of attraction and the secrets of attracting your best life. So I see you soon. I send you lots of love. Ouss Zoglami with you. And bye-bye.